Hi, Cancers. So here's some random messages for the next 7 days. I would give you an exact date, but I'm kind of doing this randomly in the middle of the week. So I'm just gonna say for the next 7 days. Give me just 1 second.
That's it? You settling a score over a playground fight?
Oh yeah, he came after me and Tyler from Montrose too. Agents like Zaleski
Alright.
people down so they can stand alone.
This time it's different.
So take what resonates, leave the rest behind. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. All these messages ain't gonna fit for one person just because there's a millions and billions and trillions of people in this world. So just take what resonates, leave the rest behind. If you'd like a personal read, I don't do personal reads yet, but
What's this?
there's a lot of them out there and there's a lot of great ones. So with that being said, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Be a supporter. So first message up is your first card is the Five of Wands followed by the Seven of Swords. There could be a lot of conflict you guys could be running into this week that's due to a betrayal. Somebody could have done something to you. This could be an Aquarius, an air sign. They could have betrayed you in the worst way. You just feel like, damn, you know what I'm saying? This could have been somebody who was dear to you, somebody who meant a lot to you.
How does any of this make any sense?
This person's ego could have gotten in the way and got the best of them.
At 10 o'clock at night. Go back and get it yourself.
It also could show an air sign trying to get away with something and be deceptive. Could have to do with a fire sign, or this could just be the action that was taken.
Caitlin was killed in her apartment.
You could have also blocked a betrayal from this Aquarius. They could have planned to do something to you, but whatever you did, you kind of just dodged that bullet. When it came to this person, you could know this person to be very deceptive. They could steal from you, not per se, just, items or whatever, but they could have stole your trust. They could have stole honesty. They could have, took your kindness for weakness. They could have saw you at a very vulnerable spot and took advantage of you. I'm seeing that for some of you guys. But I'm also seeing some of you guys running into some betrayal. You guys could have blocked some betrayal that was coming your way.
Security cameras? The footage was erased, and we already swept the area for fingerprints, blood, hair.
And it could have had to do with a fire sign and an air sign.
Personal assistant. Seems like Marlena would be a more likely target at his her apartment.
Killer was face to face with Caitlin, strangling her for 60 seconds. He knew it wasn't Marlena.
That way.
This person could have been petty on what they did, or you could be dealing with a lot of pettiness this week. A lot of egos clashing this week. And, it could resonate for some of you guys. Some of you guys could just be feeling a little bit backwards, like you're doing things backwards this week for some reason. So your next two cards is, so you're, and the card at the bottom of the deck is, the Ace of Swords. And that's like mental clarity, success. You could be having a mental breakthrough when it comes to certain situations. You could be using your mind, letting your mind be your success this week. Not really dealing with any type of feelings. You could be some of you guys could be going through a transformation. this week. Some of you guys could be coming out of depression. Some of you guys could be going into depression.
Deep-pocketed friends, then how do you fund the renovation?
But I'm seeing, you know, take care of yourself. You could also be dealing with a Scorpio. You could be hearing something about a Scorpio that caused you some depression. You could actually be hearing about an actual death this week. And that could have to do with a Scorpio or a Gemini.
So, what's he got on you?
My brother's ATF. They're looking into his department and they're saying that he did a bunch of things he swears he didn't do.
Some of you guys could
Regardless,
be going through some type, you know, have an anxiety about a new beginning, about something ending in your life and something new beginning. Kind of like, did I hit record?
If he's right,
I did.
if my brother is guilty,
Kind of like,
what I did.
you know, a change has to happen. And you know what you need to do, and you can also like, you see the trail, the pebbles to the trail that you need to follow, and you know that you need to go that way. But you could be experiencing some type of anxiety about taking, you know, these steps towards this direction, because you know you have to leave the past in the past. You might be having to leave somebody in the past that you don't want to leave in the past, but you just feel like there's no choice. You could be going through a transformation when it comes to an ending and a new beginning. Both of them could scare you at the same time. Next message is,
Hey, Amanda.
so this Knight of Swords came out in reverse. So this could be somebody charging in, somebody restless. You could be feeling unfocused, burnt out a little bit. This could also be somebody in a negative sense, you know, charging in. It could be an air sign for some of you. This person could be very unpredictable. It could be somebody who reacts without thinking about their consequences. Some of you guys could be feeling like you have no direction this week. Things could be very unpredictable, and you could feel restless about this. And then that's followed by the Ace of Cups. So this talks about emotional fulfillment. So love, compassion, creativity, new feelings. So you could be, some of you guys could be meeting an air sign who ends up, you like, in the reverse is just,
Please. Enjoy.
somebody just reacting in a negative way with no consequence. But I'm also seeing it as, you know, you could be burnt out when it comes to giving people love and compassion and creativity, you know, and feelings. And you could be lagging a little bit when it comes to your spirituality. Not because, you know, you're disinterested or anything, but you could just feel like a heavy weight of, not stress, but like a heaviness of,
Listen, that villa was built by my family 200 years before America was even a scribble on a map.
I don't know, where am I going with that? Like a heaviness of like, you might have lack of direction on which, what makes you, what makes you the most, what gives you, what do I want?
But that was before she went insane.
Do you mind elaborating on it?
You might have lack of compassion. You might be experiencing lack of compassion when it comes to something that you're doing. And then also I'm getting, you guys could have an air sign that's coming towards you who has just lack of compassion for you. You could be very burnt out by this person.
You guys call it here? Taking a stand?
Maybe you can kill her.
You could know that this person has no sense of direction or where they're going, or it's almost like somebody who writes checks their ass can't cash. Somebody whose ego's in the way. Somebody who talks a big game, but really ain't about that life. Some of you guys could be experiencing some of them situations this week. You guys could be getting a lot of mental clarity and finding truths out this week. Some of you guys could be having a mental breakthrough when it comes to success this week, which is something that was very needed for Cancers. I don't know about other signs, but I know for me it was very necessary. Some of you guys could be having to think fast this week, because you guys have new beginnings coming. I mean, you have endings coming that, you know, you're a little bit anxious about, and you're also anxious about the new beginnings, but, you know, hey, at least there's a new beginning, you know, after the ending. There's something that follows that, you know. And I know that for some of you, you guys are like, what? You know, like if it's not really something to look forward to. But trust me, when you have nothing and you're at the bottom and, you know, you just want a little piece of hope, it's a lot to hold on to, if that makes sense for any of you guys. So if any of you guys was needing that little piece of information, there you go. Your next card is the Page of Wands. Some of you guys could be feeling very inspired. You guys could be getting an idea that you feel very inspired by. You could have seen something, heard something, thought about something. Something came to mind and you got very inspired by it. And you could be acting on this. Some of you guys, some people could look at you guys kind of like a free spirit, somebody who explores the world, just kind of bops from one place to the next, probably with no care in the world. But I mean, of course, you know, nobody knows what's on the inside, you know, what's on the outside. I mean, I'm sure everybody knows about that. It's all about self-care, and self-care is everything, if you know what I mean. And then some of you guys could be discovering truths about something, just discovering something that you just really didn't know before. Doesn't have to be a big deal, but I mean, to you it was enough for you to, you know, think about it. Some of you guys could be wanting to explore new areas. I don't know. I mean, I'm getting travel, but I don't see travel in here. But, you know, like exploring you could be exploring in your mind, exploring options, exploring opportunities. I mean, the options are endless. And then some of you guys could be receiving good news this week. Yeah. Some of you guys could see a lot of potential in an idea or a direction that you want to take. And you feel like you're acting on that. You feel like you want to. It's kind of giving you the ambition and the want to. And then the last card up is the Leo card. It's the Strength card. So some of you guys could be dealing with the fire sign. Or maybe this is somebody, this is spirit wanting, you know, you could be getting passionate messages. Some of you guys, this don't pertain to me. I mean, it could. because you never know who's gonna call you. But for some of you guys are receiving passionate sexual messages. Could be from a Leo. You could be receiving some news from a Leo or a fire sign. You're being asked to have some courage and passion. Some of you guys are just getting really passionate about what you're working on this week.
Guess the file must have gotten corrupted during the transfer. I can ask Andre to get on our actual laptop.
Kind of taking your power back a little bit for yourself.
This thing is massive for a text file. Let me try something.
Some of you guys could be just really putting a lot of focus on what you're trying to do this week, on, you know, tasks that you need to handle. Some of you guys could be an influencer. You could be inspired to do different things. You could be receiving messages from people who want to receive messages from you. Yeah.
What's up, Amanda?
But I'm getting that whatever you're working on, you're getting the go ahead to keep going with that. Just stand strong in your power and whatever it is that you're working on. Progress is going to be slow, but businesses are slow. Not everybody's born a millionaire. Not everybody's an overnight success, you know, and you could know this. But maybe you feel like other people are expecting, you know, different from you. Even you could have expected something different. Like if you were an influencer, you could have expected your work to take off in like a short amount of time. And once you got started, you just kind of realized that there was more to this than just that. And you've kind of developed something, you know, somewhat of like an appreciation for it. And then, so for this message down here, this is what's the tea. I got shine. Your light irritates their demon, but it fell out on the floor in reverse. So maybe some people who thought, you know, like you irritated them, they thought you weren't shit, weren't gonna be shit, could be slowly changing their mind about you. And then next card up, grudge holder. Somebody could be holding a grudge against you. It could be an air sign, fire sign.
You're sure that's what Wes wants? Yes, and he's not gonna change his mind.
Maybe an earth sign. I mean,
Okay.
really, it could be any of the signs. But somebody's holding a grudge against you. Because you could have been right about something and they didn't believe in you. Could have been something like that. I'm also getting bad habits, drugs, addictions, and toxicities. So somebody that you could probably be in a toxic relationship with is, you know, even though, you know, they could have been wrong about you, they probably still hold a grudge against you for something. And then also, maybe some of you guys need to shape up your addictions. Maybe some of you are smoking, doing any one of these. So you guys might be having to work on that a little bit. I mean, I don't know what work on. I mean, it's different for everybody. But the song that came to mind was what's that song I've been seeing everybody use on TikTok? Something River.
So you committed fraud knowingly? No, if I had known.
But it's that song where like they're breathing, and she's like, "And my ex tore up her house," and I mean, that could resonate for somebody. If you know what I'm talking about, Something River. Something is a river. I can't. What is her name? When I see her name, I always think of that, like, condensed milk. I don't know why. Dang, what is her name? But anyway, I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. And then you guys are going to be dealing with somebody who's clout hungry, says anything, does anything, makes shit up and dramatic. This could also be the person that has the bad habit and holds a grudge against you. And also with this shine in reverse, I'm also getting that the person that's holding a grudge against you, they could be slowly realizing that instead of you being wrong, you know, you're right and they're wrong, but they're holding a grudge against you anyway. And then I have jackpot. Some of you guys could be winning money, getting a new job, getting just some type of unexpected money or help this week. Yeah. My stomach's itching. So somebody could be asking you guys out for lunch or something. And then scarcity tactics. Someone you're hooked on could be, or that's hooked on you, could be using scarcity tactics on you to, I don't know, kind of control you, I guess. And then let me pull a few of these right here. It's called Practical Self-Care Oracles. Part of me wants to pull some of those haters exposed, but I don't know. I don't think we need to bring out any more negativity than we have to. How about that? Because Lord knows I've had enough. See the beauty. Learn to find the beauty in everything. See the world for all of its aspects. So some of you guys could be enjoying some scenery, going to see art. But I'm also getting somebody sitting back. You know, you could just, I don't know where you're sitting. You could be sitting in a cafe at a table just enjoying the scenery. How nice, you know, things lay. You know, and when I say that, I mean like how everything is working together, the hustle bustle of everything going on around you and how it all, you know, fits together. For some reason, some of you guys could be thinking about that. Some other of you, you know, could be getting away to a place that, you know, feels more relaxing and the scene is nice, you know, and you could be just wanting to spend a couple hours there. Some of you guys could just simply be traveling. Balance. Juggling too many things at once. Find time for yourself. So, Spirit's saying that some of you guys need to find balance, you know, or maybe you guys are bringing balance to your situations this week. Maybe some of you guys have been feeling off lately. Especially with the anxiety and the depression and that. Some of you guys could have even experienced some type of nightmares.
He's my father.
And fear. Some of you could be feeling traumatized by something. And some of your depression has you in such a fear that, you know, you just feel like you're in the depths of despair. For whoever that resonates for. And then receive. You're being asked to be open to receiving universal gifts. This could come in the form of love, money, compliments, healing energy, and universal wisdom. Know that you're worthy of these gifts and open up to them. So Spirit's saying that, you know, maybe you're not, maybe you're one of those people that, you know, don't take gifts too easy, that is very hard to accept things when they're given to you. Maybe you could feel like a charity case to somebody, and you don't want to. But Spirit saying be open to these gifts that are given to you, because the floodgates are going to open for you. And I mean, you're going to be receiving gifts this week. It could be spiritual gifts, money gifts, just about anything. But you're going to recognize these gifts when you see them. Most of them, I mean, especially if it's money, yeah. But if it's spiritual, you're definitely going to see that. Create a routine when it comes to this gift that you guys have. So some of you guys could be an influencer, and you're being influenced to create a routine for this. Don't be afraid to ask for help.
My team can do that in like 2 seconds.
Then let us work together on this moving forward.
You're being asked to limit your procrastination, to structure yourself. So maybe for some of you people that it's hard to stay focused, you just work easier with a routine. You're being asked to develop this routine.
Bonnie's home. Couldn't find a single martial approved record this body even spoke in the last couple weeks, let alone plan a murder.
And then plan your career. Some of you guys could be, focusing a lot on your career this week, creating milestones, having strategies, meeting your goals this week, doing what you have to do to accomplish these.
How to do that?
But you're being asked to limit your procrastination. It's okay to, procrastinate a little bit, but you need to really get out of that. And then release expectations. Don't focus on the money aspects of your dreams. Abundance will come at the right time. So what I'm getting from that is some of you guys need to enjoy what it is that you're doing. Don't think about the money aspect, Do what you need to do to get by, yes. But don't frustrate yourself because you're not making money right away, because not everybody built a business overnight. Not everybody is an overnight success. But
Just send an email.
you will have progress in that, and you will see a difference, but it's slowly over time.
And now my brother's under
So you're being asked to release your expectations for that, but continue to, create a routine. Fit this into your everyday life. It's gonna bring you money. It's gonna pan out.
This is how we got jammed up in the first place. His CEO
But it's just gonna pan out at the right time.
kept pulling him in.
And you could be going through a glow up. You could be having a glow up this week. Take a day to spoil yourself. If it makes you feel beautiful, then do it. Some of you guys could have gone through a depression where you felt like, things weren't working out for you. Some of you guys could have filled out 1 million applications. Things just weren't, kind of going in your directions. You weren't really getting any phone calls, and you were just confused to why, because maybe this type of thing doesn't really happen to you guys. So, when you experienced it, you kind of weren't sure like what the blockage was. But some of you guys are lifting the blockages just by getting away from the negativity and being able to focus on yourself and what you need to do and gather your thoughts and make plans. But I'm overall seeing a very, very, very busy week for you this week. Especially over the next 7 days for sure. All right, Cancers, that was your random messages for the next 7 days. Thank you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.